Hey, welcome to this week. I recently ran clock at a college game, Division 3. I was running the game clock and I saw a couple of plays that I just wanted to go over. Because I thought it's something that we could really use at the high school level, kind of go over. Because it's something I see we still struggle with a lot. So I just want to go over it. Let me reiterate too that even though this is a college game we're looking at, all the rules and everything we're talking about here, mechanics, are high school. So we go to Federation rules, and we're just looking at a couple of college plays. So the first one involves a free kick out of bounds. And I remember when I was in the press box, and someone said, he touched it, and someone said, well, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't. It matters in one context, whether or not R touched it, but it doesn't matter in another context. But first, I just want to look at mechanics. I really like what the wing did here, how he set up mechanically. In high school, I think this would be really neat. I run deep in high school, so in R, so I don't really want to run the wing that much. But I thought this was interesting. Because in the high school rule, once it crosses the goal line to the end zone, then it's dead. We have a touchback. No, you can't. R cannot return it out of the end zone. But I don't know if that's true in college. I don't think it's true in college. Been a while since I've done college. But in high school, at least, once that kick goes into the end zone, it's dead. So we look at the positioning of the R, or the wing here. The way he's positioned, he's just inside the goal line and just inside in bounds. So if the ball touches him, then you know that it's crossed the goal line in the end zone, therefore it's a touchback. If it goes out of bounds and doesn't touch him, then it's out of bounds, where it went out at. So I just thought that was pretty neat mechanic. I don't know if they teach that, or state teaches it or whatever, but like I said, I'm not a wing. But I thought that was kind of a neat setup. Alright, so let's look at whether or not R touched it. So like I said, it matters in one context whether or not he does, but doesn't matter in another. So on the one hand, it doesn't matter because kick is a kick is a kick. So, and that kick ends when it is possessed by K or by R. Both K and R are eligible to possess and recover this kick. K can because it's gone 10 yards, hit the ground. R can. So any team can recover it. So it doesn't, it's still a kick. It remains a kick throughout this play. So in the context of whether or not R touched it, doesn't matter in that context. It does matter in the context of whether or not you have a foul by K. So, if this kick goes out of bounds, and R did not touch it here, which it doesn't look like he did. It's hard to see for sure, but if this kick goes out of bounds, and R did not touch it here, then you have a foul by K. If it goes out of bounds and R did touch it there, then it's just R's ball where it went out of bounds. So that's, in that context, it doesn't matter whether or not R touched it. So we still want eyes on it. We still want to know. We still need to know whether or not R touched it, because it's going to matter in regards to, especially with this play, because it goes out of bounds. Then we need to know if this is going to be, if R is just going to put the ball in play next where it went out of bounds at, or if we're going to have a foul by K. But if we're keeping notes at home, or keeping score at home, then it looks like to me it was untouched by R and out of bounds about the 1. So untouched by R, so as you see, he threw the flag. He was in good position to see whether or not it was touched by R. He deemed it was not. And then by the way he was positioning, his great positioning, he knows that it went out of bounds, therefore we have a flag. So good job all around on this play. A lot to learn from this play. And this is an example of how you can learn a lot by well officiated plays. So here's another one we'll look at. This is a scrimmage kick out of bounds. And one of these angles is really good. I'm not sure if it's this one or not. As you can see, we have a kick out of bounds. We go right in the corner. And you can see the positioning of the side judge. Great positioning. If you've ever been at camp or watching these videos, you know that we pretty much tell you you can't be too far off the pylon. So this is perfect, to me at least. I think this is great depth, good positioning. And you'll see in the next angle, positioning is even better. So yeah, you can see great depth off the pylon. He's right on the goal line. So where he is, in his perfect positioning, he can see down the goal line. He can see whether or not this ball crosses the goal line before the R player touches it. Remember in high school, once it's a kick, it crosses the goal line, and it's dead. Even if R reaches across the goal line, bats it back in, doesn't matter. If the ball is across the goal line, it's dead. So he's in great position there. He can see it. It does appear to be that the R player touches the ball before it crosses the goal line. So you see the result of the play is out of bounds. So we have here, beanbags it at the spot. So this is our spot of first touching. However, I will say, let's try to put the beanbag in the field of play. If you, just as a rule of thumb, if you have him touching it, it's already across the goal line, then you can put the beanbag in the field of play, but in the end zone, even though it doesn't really mean anything, because once the ball crosses that goal line, it's dead. But if you just want to put beanbag down, just indicate, yeah, I saw him touch it, but he had already touched it after it crossed the goal line. That's fine, though you don't have to. But we would have to prefer beanbag in the field of play. Probably by the one, which is where he touched it. So they have two options here. They can put the ball in play at the spot of first touching, or that is R can put the ball in play at the spot of first touching, or we can put the ball in play where it went out of bounds at. Which it might be about the same place. So it doesn't really matter in this instance. It looks like it's about the same place. Ball went out of bounds where it's first touched at. So, but that's their option. They can go spot of first touching. R can put the ball in play spot of first touching, or where the play ended, essentially, where it went out of bounds, or if it stayed in bounds, where it died at, into the play. Like I said, these are just a couple of plays I saw. Thought a lot we can learn from them. Good job by this crew overall on both these plays. A lot to learn from it. So that's it. Remember, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and hit the little bell so you can get notified every time we post a new video. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope you got something out of it.